Because you agree or because you disagree? Or because you are not sure? Or because you never seen something like this before?
I mean, that's something new to me, totally.
What is it? Sorry, what?
That's something new to me. I mean, this.
New
kind
to
of
you?
idea.
Yeah. It's unconventional, and it's considered controversial. But when you think about it, take for example a sign that says that procreation is selfish. It's really self-explanatory. How can it not be selfish? Because we can't create someone else for their benefit. We can't do something for someone who doesn't exist. So we necessarily create someone. When people create a new person, they necessarily do it for their own reasons, and it's necessarily self-involved. I would say selfish. So,
but it's like the meaning of life to reproduce itself. I mean, that's specifically the biological meaning of life, to reproduce.
well, even if you think, and I agree that we are biologically structured to procreate, to create, to have babies, to create a new generation, to create new people. Yeah, but we are also biologically procreates for, let's say, we have reproductive organs, right? But we are not using them as we want. We are limiting ourselves with rational ideas. For example, we are expecting our partners to give us consent. In other words, the fact that we have reproduction organs doesn't mean that we can procreate as we want or use them just for sex as we want. We expect consent. However, by the way, we are expecting consent on all surfaces of life except for creation. Except we are asking everyone for how they feel about the situation, if they agree to be in the situation, if we are impacting them, right? And unless we are creating a new person, which is the most crucial decision in that person's life. That the very fact that they will be created, there's nothing more crucial in that person's life, right? And isn't it ironic that on that particular area we are not expecting consent? We do not ask if that person wanted to exist, or if they had the interest to exist, he wished to exist. No, on that particular aspect of life, we are not asking. I think this is wrong. We should.
Interesting idea, but how would you ask?
Exactly. We can't ask, and I don't think that the fact that we can't technically we can't ask someone if they want to be created is not an excuse. It's not a moral justification for us to do it anyway. If we can't ask anyone, if we can't ask someone if they want, if they approve an action that we are doing in any other aspect of life, is it morally justifiable to do it anyway? Of course not. No one thinks like that. So why creating a new person? Again, the most crucial decision in that person's life, how is that morally acceptable? Just because technically we can't ask. And it's not only the fact that we are creating a new person, it's not only that no one chose to be created, no one chose to be created the person that they were creating. I mean, we are already, to a high extent, the persons we are because of the conditions of our creation, meaning our gender, our sexual orientation, the country we were born, if we have siblings, and who are our siblings, who are our parents. All the things are shaping who we are, and we have chosen none of this. Isn't it crazy?
Well, I certainly understand this kind of existentialist philosophy, ideas, and so on and so forth. That's close to that.
There is a connection. Yeah.
Certainly, well, but because recently I had a trip to Egypt several months ago, and that was very interesting. Why it is connected? Because the word consent most likely does not exist in in the minds of those people, because they live in completely different cultural situations and so on and so forth, and they do procreate a lot.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they have huge families and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So
I know. Yeah.
That's very interesting how in different parts of the world people have certainly very different understanding of what to do and different ideas.
Certainly, yeah. At least we have to think about it seriously. I mean, people don't know what antinatalism is. Antinatalism is a philosophy, a worldview that argues that creating a new person is morally wrong for all kinds of reasons. We have discussed some of them. The consent issue, that we are necessarily putting someone else in risk to be harmed by all kinds of dangerous and violent things and unfair aspects in life. So I think it's unfair to put someone in an unfair position unless they gave consent or asked or wished or they had an interest in that action, and they didn't, because for the simple reason that before they existed, they were never there. They were never they. There was no someone who can wish, want, give consent, or So we are gambling on the welfare of someone else. We're gambling on the life of someone else, and this is not our place to do. This is not our place to decide for others if it's okay to put them in a harm's place, to take risk on their lives. So we can choose to take risk on our own lives, but I think it's morally wrong to do that on another person's life. So I think that the fact that in Egypt there is no sense of consent, as you say, or that they procreate a lot, doesn't imply to anyone else everywhere else. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a personal choice. This kind of philosophy is certainly a personal choice, but the only problem with that is the more you spread this kind of philosophy, the less people will eventually follow it because they will not reproduce.
Yeah, but it's not a obviously I wasn't created by magic. I have parents, biological parents, so obviously they are not antinatalists, because then they wouldn't have me, right? So it's not a genetically antinatalism is not a genetic heritage, right? It's an idea, it's a notion.
But can you extend the antinatalist idea towards ideas? So don't also give a birth to new ideas, and don't spread them like genes.
Oh, but we are spreading ideas by talking, by having discussions, by having moral arguments, so not by creating new people.
Exactly, but if there is a philosophy which basically advocates not spreading your genes, maybe there should be another one which advocates not spreading ideas.
Why? I don't understand.
Why?
If an idea is good, if you agree that there's something morally wrong with creating new people, I don't see the counter argument, and I don't get you, but I didn't get it.
Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. That was rather a joke, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much for the
Thank
discussion.
you. Thank you.